So when you're reading these, there's a couple of tricks to it. So this is an x distance. This is potential energy. So what two kinds of energy do you have?
In this graph?
Well, yeah, just in general.
The kinetic.
Yep, so you've got kinetic energy.
Gravity.
Yeah, so gravity, but it's just a potential energy, right?
Oh yeah.
So that makes up your total energy, which is this. So they'll put a total amount of energy on the top, or they'll tell you where it starts, and you have to draw it. And then, what does this line represent?
The increase and decrease of the energy.
Yeah. Well, energy is conserved, right?
Right.
So the total energy stays the same. That's why it's just a straight line.
Oh. Okay.
So
that's energy up there.
Yeah, so which kind of energy is this?
What kind of energy?
Yeah.
It's constant.
Well, no, the one that changes. It's they always plot the potential energy.
Oh, so this is a potential,
Yeah.
and that's kinetic?
No, the one on top is just the total energy.
Okay.
So that means, what do you add together to get total energy?
Kinetic and potential.
Yeah. So, say at this point right here, this is how much potential energy you have, right? This is potential. So in order to get to kinetic energy, what do you have to add? I mean, to your total energy, what do you have to add to it?
Kinetic.
Right. So from here up to your
Okay.
total energy, this is your kinetic. Okay. So where would your highest speeds be?
Speeds. The maximum, the graph reaches the highest point.
Well, if you look at that point, what's this value?
Potential.
This is potential energy. What's this value? So which one of those is based on speed?
Oh, kinetic.
Right. So this one actually is when their speed is lowest.
Okay. So I guess when the graph slopes down, when the speed is the highest.
Right. So whenever your potential energy is lowest, that means your kinetic energy is going to be highest. You can see that right there. This is kinetic energy. So that's the trick to these graphs. They'll ask you about speed. You have to realize that kinetic energy is the distance from the top to the bottom, or from the graph up to the total energy. This is kind of like the cap. It's the maximum energy that you'll have.
Okay.
So the highest speed is when it has the lowest gravitation, or the lowest potential energy.
So it says at what value or values of x is the particle speed at a maximum. So you would put 2 and 8.
Yeah.
At what value or values of the x is the particle speed at minimum? So it's 5.
Mm-hmm.
What value or values of X is potential energy of maximum? Potential energy maximum. Be 5.
Mhm.
Does this particle have its turning point in a range of X covered by the graph? So where does this particle have a turning point in a range of X?
Turning points would be where it had to stop. So where would a particle stop? What energy becomes 0 when the particle stops?
Kinetic.
Right. So for example, say it told us that this is like 1 meter. It said it started from rest at 1 meter.
Let's see.
So if it wasn't moving at 1 meter, what's the maximum amount of energy it can have?
It's at rest at 1 meter.
Yeah. It would all be potential energy, right?
Right.
Because you can't add any kinetic energy since it was at rest.
Right.
So this right here would be your total energy. Okay, so that's your limit. So it'll go from here and it'll come down and speed up and then it'll come up. So will it be able to pass this line? No, because that's just your total energy. So it'll hit here, it'll stop, and then it'll come back down, right? Then it'll hit here and it'll stop, it'll come back down, and it'll just go back and forth like that. So on that graph, does it have any turning points?